So this month, there's a lot of expenditures. A lot. Some that I could probably put off, but I kind of don't want to, and others that they come in when they come in. This is my October budget, and let's get into it. Hi, my name is Kelly. This is A Life Well Spent, and on this channel, I'm documenting my financial journey. And so I'm talking about things like budgets, investing. I'm looking right now actually for a financial advisor because I want somebody to kind of give me advice for my actual financial plan as far as investing goes. And I think I have a good plan, but I'd like somebody with a little bit more knowledge and experience to be like, yeah, gold stars, good job. And so, I'll talk a little bit about that in future videos, but on this channel, so I do budgets. I give you like what my actual budget is for the month, which includes like my income. So I'll do like a plan and then I'll close out my budget. I also do weekly spend and checks. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'd love it if you subscribed and come along from the journey. It's usually like a video or two a week, depending on what I got going on in my life. So without further ado, we'll get into my October budget. So first things first, you might notice outfit change. Maybe you did not. Something happened with the recording. It was kind of a wonky file, so I've had to re-record it, and I didn't realize that on the day that I was recording. So I'm in new clothes because this is a new day. So mind that. Let's see here. So we are on my budget for October, and it is rather late, I know. I actually, if you look down here, made a copy of the blank one so that I could start tracking things and keep track of stuff, because I just didn't have time to record. So I used a zero-based budget, which means that before the month starts, I have a plan for all of my money. Everything going out, or everything coming in has a plan for it, whether it's saving, spending, investing, whatever. At the end, all these categories, everything is accounted for, and at the end you'll see there's a difference of zero between how much money I earn and how much money or at least how much money I plan to earn and how much money I plan to spend or save or whatever. Okay. My income, $3,731.90. That is, I get paid 26 pays, and this is just a standard 2-pay month. $291 from my mother. That covers a couple of different things. It covers my student loan payment, because my parents and I had an agreement when I went to school that they would pay for my school, and they wanted me to just take out the loan and pay it. So I am trying to like build up a fund to pay that off, but we're kind of just sort of gauging like where that's gonna go based on loan forgiveness. And like there just was another announcement about loan forgiveness for public service. So I actually want to dig into that. I'm hoping that that's given me an option. I sort of doubt it because that's just my luck. But anyway, $200 of that goes straight to a student loan. The rest actually covers a shared cell phone plan, a shared television plan, and a $50 a month that goes into my niece's brokerage account. So we each put in $50. So she gives me 50 and then I just take 100 and put it directly in, since the account's technically in my name. Miscellaneous extra income is just a place where I have, anything that like if I got a refund or if I bought something and like friends were paying me for like their share of it or whatever, I would usually like put in there under miscellaneous income. At present, I'm not expecting any. So we shall see. I also in this budget have a set of notes. And so some of the things that I mentioned that I am going to be possibly spending, yeah, some things that can't wait. I usually keep these notes over here. This is kind of like month to month things I want to think about for this coming month or something to think about for next month, just kind of as I plan sort of thing. This brows and massage money has been on there forever. I absolutely waited too long, and now I feel like my COVID antibodies are a little too low, so I'm going to wait until I get a booster shot, which is hopefully coming soon. Pfizer got theirs, but I got the Moderna shot, so I have to wait until that gets okayed. So hopefully that will happen soon, and when it does, I'll get another booster, and then I'll actually go take care of that. Also happening this month, I think, is, or at least I'm needing to kind of plan for it in the back of my mind. I'm actually going to use savings for this, so it's not really the end of the world, but I just kind of want to keep it aware if I can. So, C&D, this is my that's my cousin and her husband, and they raise beef cattle, and the beef cattle is delicious. And in October, at some point during the month, I think closer to the end of the month, though, they're going to be sending some cattle to the butcher. And my mom and dad and I are going to split a side of beef, which if you've never done that, it's like basically a side is like half, like it's like a literal, like you think of cutting down, it's like a side. And so the last time we did this, was right about the time I moved into my house. I've been in my house for about 5 years. So I literally still have some ground beef from that time, and it's still perfectly fine. Like, it's packaged super well. Um, it's not like freezer burn or anything like that. The packaging is really great. And yeah, it's in great shape, and it was delicious. So it will last me a very, very, very long time. I don't buy beef often. I don't have to buy beef often because of this. So we'll get like a little bit of everything. We'll get some steak, we'll get some ground beef, whatever. It's awesome. It's delicious, and it's way cheaper than buying it in a store. And I want to say last time it cost me about $1,000 ish. But that's about $250 a year for beef. So there's that. Which is pretty psyched about. So, it might have been a little bit less. It might have been like $800. I honestly can't remember. But I expect, you just never know. Depends on how big the cow ends up being and how heavy the meat is. So, we'll see. And I don't actually know if that's going to be in October or November. Like, they're sending them to the butcher, but I don't know how long it'll take the butcher to have everything ready. Like, we may not buy it until November. And we just don't really know. I'll plug my computer in here a second. So it is what it is, but it's there right now because I'm planning for it in October, but we'll see when they actually get there. So also on here, I really want to buy an Apple Watch. So I had a Garmin, and I really liked the tracking and stuff like that it did for me. Like, it tracked my like exercise stats and things like that. And it's dead, and it won't, if I charge it, it doesn't hold a charge for very long. It used to hold one for like almost a week. And it no longer pairs to my phone. So it's kind of a pain. And their customer service at Garmin is absolutely terrible. Absolutely horrendous. I had one that actually broke, and they made me pay to send it back and pay to insure it. Like, I didn't have to insure it, but if it didn't make it there, like, too bad, I was just going to be out money. Rather than just like, here, print a label, send the thing back. Like, we're sorry that it broke in 6 months or whatever. So like, I just was so appalled by that. And I'm not going back to these people. And trying to like get it to repair and like dealing with all that, it's just been a pain. So I'm going to switch to Apple Watch. I have an iPhone. I should not have a problem pairing an Apple Watch to an iPhone. So I'm going to switch to that. I just don't know exactly when I'm going to do it. I'd like to do it sooner than later because I am like just trying to get healthy and things like that. But I think that I may be able to push that off until November and like maybe get some decent, whatchamacallit, Black Friday or Cyber Monday sales, stuff like that. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. And I need to renew my passport because I can't remember if I said this in the last video or not, but yeah, I went to Niagara Falls with a friend and figured out before I left, I was like, oh, I'll take my passport. Like, I'm not sure what it's like to get across the border, but I think because of COVID and stuff, I think everything's lifted and like, that'll be fun. And I went to find it and realized it was expired. Now, technically that's something I could put off, but if I want to book a trip, like, I need an active, valid passport to be able to even book the trip, because you actually have to put like your passport number in as you book. So, and the expiration information and stuff like that. So I need to do it sooner than later. So that's the plan for that. So I actually really up my personal spending because of that. I also am planning on getting my furnace service this month, which is something I typically do in October. I think she was installed in like 1986. So like, she old. I'm 6 years older than I know how old she is. So she needs some TLC, and I like to make sure like I get her kind of fully serviced before we light the pilot light for the year and before it like starts to get really cold and she needs to start working. It's a pretty mild October, or at least it's supposed to be a pretty mild October, so I think I can make it through most of the month without needing it, which is good. But I'm gonna schedule it in October if they can come in October, great. If they can't come until November, that's fine. But like, because it's going to be so mild, that will be fine. Other years it probably would not have been fine, but this year it should be okay. So I do have lots of appointments, lots of hospital appointments. So I need to make sure I upped my gas budget so that I had the ability to drive to all these things. And I upped my house and garden budget a little bit because I really need to get mulch on the one bed, flower bed on the side of my house. So, okay. Total income, I think I broke down like the individuals, but total income, $4,022.90. Giving, I actually got to fix this month, which is awesome because my debit card, they just got rid of them and gave us new cards. So the old ones, like, even though it wasn't really expired, they canceled them and gave us new ones. So I got to actually like switch that around so all of the money comes out of the giving fund. So I'm leaving it right there as a line item budget, or line item in my budget, but it's pretty much going to stay blank until I decide a different system. Mortgage $671.86, electric's $39.31. My, let me see, $26.58 for natural gas. That's about standard until I get more, until I start turning the heat on. Sewer $58, that's a flat rate. Water $18.97, that's also kind of a flat rate. It's based per usage, but that's like the minimum usage amount. I rarely ever go over it, so that tends to be just kind of a flat rate for me. Internet $146, that is really high, but it includes television, which I split with my parents, and includes like a bigger internet package, probably more than I need, but because of the TV package that my parents want, then that's kind of where it's at, but is what it is. I'm not super worried about it. Cell phone, $43.49. I know I went over on my data, so that's actually going to go up. Groceries, I gave myself $100. It's not including the butchering because that's not something that like I could really necessarily plan for. Life insurance, $7.50. Gas, $100. My niece's brokerage account, putting $100 in. Again, $50 from me, $50 from my mother. House and garden is $300. I have upped that to include the mulch. Restaurant, $40. That's my plan. I don't have so many like places to go, and still got a lot of Delta out there, so I'm okay with hanging out home. Personal, $700. With that has included like, I mean, my passport's going to be almost $200, and the Apple Watch is going to be $200, maybe $300 by the time with tax and stuff like that. So sort of expecting that to go. Miscellaneous, $300. Yeah. Roth IRA, $500. I put $500 a month into my Roth IRA. I just started that a few months ago, and I'm pretty psyched for it. So I keep looking at my phone because I'm expecting my aunt to call me, and I keep getting like notifications of something and worried that that's what it is. So AAS, that's who I owe my student loans to. That's $200 to them, and then the rest of it is money that is going into sinking funds, saving funds, all this kind of stuff. So I put $50 a month into a car repair fund. I put $100 a month now into my house repair fund. So like when I get that service done on my furnace, it'll come out of that. $16 to the Lion Club, which I belong to. I pay once a year, so I just put a little bit aside every month. Garbage, $15 a month. I pay that once a year as well because I get like a 10% or 15% discount or something by paying it a year in advance. So I just set a little bit aside. It goes up every year. I should probably just start upping what I put in there, but it is what it is. Giving fund, $74, because the 74 and the 16 and the 10, actually, that needs to be 84 because that's going to be 84 now. Hey, that's cool. I should take 10 out of somewhere. So this, let's do, this is going to be 247.19. Sweet. Okay. $84 now because the 84 and the 16 give me the $100 that I do. So 84 goes into like the set fund. $59 a month, that is for my car insurance. I set it over there. I pay that twice a year. It's not due again until about February. But I'm also thinking about getting a new car, so I'm leaving in I have more than enough in there right now to pay it. But if I get a second car, then I will need the buffer there, so I'm going to leave it in. $50 a month for a gift fund, and that's just for like if it's time to buy gifts, if it's, it's almost Christmas time, so some of it will go towards that. My niece's birthday, stuff like that, anybody I'm really buying gifts for. And I have just started a garden fund. I'm putting $50 a month into this fund because I am doing some landscaping in the spring, and I'm going to try to start saving up some money for that, so I have cash on hand to buy some plants and things for that when the time comes in, probably like April. And then the rest goes into my student loan fund. So as you know, I am trying to build up money in my student loan fund to be able to just kind of pay everything off in a lump sum if it turns out that I'm not getting loan forgiveness at all. So again, it is a zero-based budget. So we come down here, we got remaining zero. Those that's my plan. That's my spending plan. So leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions on my budget, how I operate, or what a zero-based budget is, anything like that. If you'd like to know more about how my spreadsheet works, please ask. If you want to know about my, hey, ordering a side of beef and what all comes with that, by all means, let me know. Leave a comment, and I will respond as soon as I get a chance. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.